Good morning, and welcome back to the One That Celtic Fans View. Welcome to you, wherever you're watching the video from this morning. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. And today's target's 300 thumbs up, so make sure that we try and get that, as it does help with the algorithm and get us out to as many Celtic fans as possible. Scott Brown is coming back to Celtic Park for the Legends game against Borussia Dortmund. He's going to manage Celtic. He's going to captain them. And he's been talking about it, and he's been talking about the fact that he didn't get really to say goodbye to the fans. He did get to say his goodbyes at that arena in Glasgow where they were talking about his time at Celtic. But to come back onto the pitch and say goodbye to fans is something that he regrets not happening. Let's listen to Scott and see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's going to be emotional for myself. It's been a long time since I've actually put the hoops on, and for me it was an honour to be at the club for so long and to captain the club as well. But it's brilliant for the foundation as well, how they're having this game, and it means so much to so many people throughout the world, and not just Glasgow as well. They do so many great things and great projects as well.
It's one thing about Scott, when you think back to his time at Celtic, the foundation and everything about it did help him quite a lot at his time at the club. And it was one of the fantastic things about Scott. He did do a lot of work with the Celtic Foundation.
An audience with and my testimonial, and it's nice to be nice as well, because there's so many special people that help out the foundation, and also the first team lads as well. The amount they've donated over the years and helped out with the foundation, so it is a special honour to be part of this and also help with the proceeds as well going to the foundation.
And of course, there will be a donation to the Dundee Cancer Centre at Nine Wells Hospital in memory of your sister, Fiona. The foundation has always been a support there for you, Scott, and that must always be a special feeling, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. And small details, it means a lot. And they say it's a Celtic Football Club's a family club, and it shows you that it 100% is. And small things like that, giving a little bit back to my sisters, obviously ward at Nine Wells as well, is special for myself and for my family as well. But even those, not just that, we were going to do a charity thing for my sister, and the foundation were willing to help out. So it's amazing the events that they put on, and the depth that they go to try and help out people.
It's one thing that, I know the Celtic Foundation, it's one of those things, you don't know a lot of the stuff that they actually do behind the scenes, and it's amazing the amount of kids and disabled kids and people that are going through hard times that the foundation does help. And it's one thing that's good about Celtic is that charitable side. Scott Brown will be back at Celtic for that game. And tell me in the comments if you're going to go to the Legends game, the Celtic Legends versus Borussia Dortmund Legends, which will see the one and only a Celtic captain from years ago being in the Borussia Dortmund side. He obviously won the Champions League with them. Anyway, we do have a game this weekend in Cameron Carter-Vickers. Cameron Carter-Vickers came out yesterday. It was a positive with regards to his injury update. It does look like he will be back playing this weekend. The American defender did miss the cup action, and the less we talk about it, we got through. That was the main thing. We got through, but he's given the all clear. He's been given the all clear to face St Johnstone. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But Brendan Rodgers expects Cameron Carter-Vickers to play, and he's fit enough to return to the defence. And boy, do we need him, because if we're left with Scales and Welsh again, I fear for the worst. And anyway, what's happened to Big Nor Rocky? What's happened to Big Rocky? Where's he? The influential centre back, Cameron Carter-Vickers, was left out as a precaution after felt a twinge in his hamstring. His hamstring that's been giving him some issues this season after his knee operation from last season. Remember, he played up to the Rangers game last season, and then he missed out the rest of the games because he was going in for that knee operation. The scan has given him the all clear. However, Rodgers is optimistic, and he says that he will be available for the visit of the Saints to Celtic Park. Yes, St Johnstone come to Celtic Park this weekend, and Craig Levein believes that the Perth side can shock Celtic. They're going to come in and they're going to sit back for 80 minutes. We know how it goes by now. It's nothing nice to watch. It's pretty boring, ugly football, but it's the way that Scottish football has went. I wish teams would play like Livingston. I mean, we say we want an exciting league, and we've got a race title. We can't complain about it. We've got a race title. We're at the wrong end of the race title, unfortunately, by 2 points. But that can be overcome. It's still within our own hands at the moment. It's still within our own hands to go on and win the league, and it's within our own hands to go on and win the cup if we can get players back fit and if we can get the team to play like they did against Dundee a few weeks ago. That would be exciting. And can they do it this weekend? We do need a big performance. Craig Levein has said that he says, look, the Premiership race is too close to call. It's not my issue. He said it's likely that we'll go to Glasgow and we'll play. He says, and we'll play our own game. Our own game. Unbelievable. You know what he's going to do? He's going to sit them back. You remember the time that Levein managed Scotland and he played no striker. So you know what to expect from him this weekend. There's going to be defensive as anything. And with about 8 minutes to go on the clock, he's going to have a go at Celtic. Now, whether we like it or not, it's just the way that Scottish football was turned into. But I mean, you can't deny them. I mean, when you look at the table, they are sitting in ninth position. Aberdeen sitting 1 point behind them. And it's a case of, well, which one do you want to go down? St Johnstone used to give us a good allocation for away games. Aberdeen have reduced that. I actually want Aberdeen to go down. I think if Aberdeen stay in that 10th position and they get dragged into a relegation battle, I hope they go down. It'd be the funniest thing ever. Because it's a bit of karma for reducing the ticket allocations all these years. And now that Hibs have done the same, well, I hope Hibs don't get the top six. I hope they stay at the top six. That's karma for that. Anyway, let's get back to what Craig Levein was saying. He said, look, it was unusual that you see both sides of Glasgow losing at the same weekend. He says, but he says, when we got a draw at Celtic Park earlier this season, I thought we played pretty well against there. We had the chance to equalise when it was 2-1. We didn't take it. And then they got a third. We were drawn at 1 point. I thought, well, we could have got there, but they got that third goal. Craig, it's going to be the same this weekend. You might have been drawn at 1 point at Celtic Park, but when it comes to it, you know, he says, Celtic have got quality players, they work hard and they stick to their game plan. It will give us a chance. There's not to worry about it. There's nothing we can do. He says, if we put on a similar performance and we take our chances, and then we might get something out of the game. It's going to sit back and it's going to be as ugly as sin football to watch. Celtic need to win this game. Our last 5 games, we have won 3, drawn 1, and then we lost a game in the league, which would have put us top of the league. But we are sitting 2 points behind the Rangers, and it is all still to play for. So don't get too worried just yet. I mean, until we get to the derby games, and then we'll see what happens in the derby games. And ultimately, it's going to be derby games that's going to determine where the league title is going to go to. And let's face facts. And it's looking like we're going to end up playing them in the final. And no disrespect to the team that we've got in the semi, but if they get through, it looks like there could be 3 Glasgow derbies between now and the end of the season, the end of May. And then Brendan Rodgers has got a lot of talking to do. When it comes to this weekend, St Johnstone are sitting on 28 points after 29 games played. They have lost their last 3 games. They won 1 and then they've drawn 1. So with that kind of form, you're saying that they're going to lose. They're coming to Celtic Park and they're going to lose. Celtic are never, ever going to lose 2 games on the trot. And if we drop points, well, it's time that Brendan Rodgers starts thinking about things, because could it be the fact that his coat's on a sugary peg? Anyway, make sure you join us this evening where we talk about the game this weekend, where we'll do a little bit of a preview to the weekend. But the last word is going to go to the legend, Scott Brown, where he talks about the Legends game and people turning up.
Yeah, just please don't judge. It'll be amazing, because the more people that turn up, the more money the foundation makes, and the more people they can help throughout Glasgow and the rest of the world as well. But for myself, it would be amazing to see all the fans as well, because it's been so long since I've actually worn my strip and actually played at Celtic Park. And for me, I've had so many fantastic times and memories there, and the players that I've played with as well. And to play again with some of the players that I'm coming along with as well is going to be special.
Talking of the opponents you've never played,
Scott Brown, remember, left Celtic just before Ange Postecoglou came in. And it was that season when there was no fans. So I think it's only fitting and it's only right that as many fans as possible turn up to see Scott Brown. It is a charity game. Make sure that we fill out the stadium to give Scott Brown the kind of sending off that a Celtic legend should have and should get. And on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.